what happened to Japan's most famous day trader? And where is he now? Because if you look for him today, you probably won't find anything. Imagine, right, turning $16,000 into a personal fortune exceeding $200 million, all from a tiny apartment eating cup noodles. This was Takashi Kotagawa, also known by the moniker BNF. BNF first emerged into the trading scene in the early 2000s, during Japan's lost decade. While many only saw red during these years of crash, BNF saw opportunity. He developed what we'll call a contrarian strategy, focusing on stocks that experience extreme deviations from their 25-day moving averages. He observed that in a bear market, fear often leads to overselling, and his brilliance was in understanding that his deviation targets weren't uniform. For example, service sector stocks might rebound at a 22 to 30% deviation, while IT stocks could go as deep as 45%. This is what we call beta and volatility in the market. By 2005, his legendary J-Com trade cemented his status. How did this even happen? It was a catastrophic fat finger error actually. Someone basically pressed buttons leading to Mizuho Securities shares being sold for 1 yen instead of 610,000 yen. So while other traders hesitated, BNF moved, investing half his account, and walked away with 2 billion yen in a single day, catching the attention of Japan's richest SoftBank's Masayoshi Son. But as his capital grew, the very thing that made him famous, day trading, became his biggest hurdle. When you're trading with hundreds of millions, you essentially become the market because you're essentially driving the market. Your own buy orders drive the prices up and your sell orders crash it because the market may not have liquidity to absorb the millions that you're moving. You lose the agility of a retail trader and gain the clunkiness of an institution. You're no longer a small fry and you're playing with the whales. Recognizing that he had outgrown the stock market's liquidity, BNF did what any master of market psychology would do. He diversified into the most tangible asset in Japan, real estate. In 2000, he famously paid $77 million in cash for the Chom Chom building in Akihabara. A few years later, he reportedly acquired the BIC camera building for an estimated $170 million. But as we all know, Japan's real estate market has been crashing. With all of his acquisitions, he now wasn't just a trader. But where is he now? Today, BNF is often referred to as a ghost. He has almost entirely retreated from the public eye, with his current net worth not public and a secret. While some people guess that he is still quietly trading, regulatory filings as recently as 2020 still show him as a major shareholder in several Japanese companies, often holding stakes up to 5%, proving he hasn't really left the game, but he's just playing on a much larger and slower scale. I think this is what some people fail to recognize, that as your wealth grows, you can't trade and play at the same game as in the past. Despite his wealth, reports show that he hasn't changed. He reportedly still prefers cup ramen over fine dining, avoids luxury cars, and lives a life of extreme modesty. To him, the money was just a way to keep score in the game. And I think that's the best way to approach finance, investing, and trading. Because if you take out the emotional aspect of trading, you often make better decisions. And I guess that's the biggest gain of all. Because at the end of the day, he made his wealth. And he got out. That's a lot more than most people get. Because the market right now isn't the same as the market in the 2000s where he traded. There is this famous saying from the usual suspects: the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. Maybe the ultimate win wasn't really just about making the money. It's about knowing when the game has changed and having the discipline to walk away. As always, if you want to learn more about financial markets, do check out our website for our free newsletter. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!